All right, guys, UFC 231 fight picks. We have gotten down to the pointy end of it. This fight right here is what most of us are coming to the party for. Seriously, this is what's bringing us to the party. Valentina Shevchenko versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk for the vacant flyweight strap. Now, we all know that it seems like Valentina and JJ have been on a bit of a collision course for the last damn 10 years. Who knew? They fought 3 times before in Muay Thai. Joanna has lost 3 times previously to Valentina. And these are all championship bouts. Now, both of them are in the UFC. Joanna has made an absolute name of herself. She will go down as legendary. She will. With as many title defenses as she had, with the way that she was so dominant over the division, she has seriously made a name for herself. She has seen greatness. She has truly seen greatness. Her record is 15-2. She has only lost to one fighter in the UFC. That's Rose Namajunas. She lost to Rose twice. Lost her belt. And then when she tried to get it back, lost again. Failed. Anyway, she ended up getting this opportunity to fight Valentina for this strap here. The thing about Valentina, now Valentina was a bantamweight. She did not reign terror on the division. She was not a dominant champion. She actually never was a champion. She never beat the champion, Amanda Nunes. She got a chance to fight her in the championship bout, and she could not get it done. Valentina has not seen the greatness that JJ has. Valentina also didn't have the fanfare that JJ had. When JJ came into the UFC, she was coming off of a spectacular win over Rosie Sexton over at Cage Warriors. Valentina, not so much. Valentina was called, she was tapped short notice to step in and fight. Came in short notice to fight Sarah Kaufman. Shocked everybody when she went in there and beat Sarah, actually. People were very shocked. People started to open their eyes. Who is this girl? Joe Rogan was giving out a lot of her facts, saying that she was a Muay Thai fighter, a very decorated fighter in Muay Thai. But that's when we first found out about Valentina in the UFC. That was her debut fight. She went from Sarah Kaufman to Amanda Nunes. She lost that fight to Amanda Nunes. That was the first time they met each other at 196. Then she went on to fight Holly Holm, beat Holly Holm, shocked the world with that one. Went on to fight Juliana Pena, beat Juliana Pena, armbar submission. Went on to fight Amanda Nunes again and lost. Priscilla Cachoeira, submission. So, Valentina's record is 15-3. In the UFC, her record is 4-2. She lost to one fighter, Amanda Nunes. So, this is what I'll say. The records will definitely fool you. If you're not familiar with these two fighters and you're just looking at records and you're going to put your money down, the records will fool you. Valentina Shevchenko has looked far more spectacular in all of her wins than Joanna has. Valentina has also looked more spectacular in all of her losses than Joanna Jedrzejczyk did. Joanna Jedrzejczyk is a great striker. She's a great point fighter. She stays on the outside and she clips you up at range. She never steps inside, plants her feet, and really clocks you. She clips you up at range, right? Valentina knows how to clip you up at range, but she still is a little bit more Muay Thai. So Joanna actually, when you look at her, the way that she fights, she switches her stance up from Muay Thai stance to boxing. It's a little bit more heavier, right, on that lead leg. But when you look at her, it really doesn't look like straight up Muay Thai. Her game does look a little bit different. It looks like she's trying to adapt, like she had been trying to develop it past Muay Thai. And she also has developed a really good takedown defense. But she also has just been stronger than every other girl. She's had at least 3 inches on every girl that she's ever fought, and she's just been stronger than them. So We'll see about the takedown defense, but it's clear she's gone against great wrestlers, and none of them could if they get her down, they can't hold her down for sure. So we know what Joanna brings to the table. We know that what Joanna brings to the table, it has gotten her to the championship belt. It has gotten her to the gold, right? So Valentina, here's the funny thing about Valentina. Great fighter, really great fighter. I mean, at bantamweight, she would go into most of her fights in a classic Muay Thai stance. The one thing that I do like about the Muay Thai stance is that there's not much evading in that stance. She will take a punch to give a punch, or she will slightly slip a punch. She will slip a punch, and she's right there in range for the counter. Because she's not moving around, she doesn't use footwork, and she's not really trying to outpoint you. She just has really good, fast eyes. Really great, fast eyes. So when you throw a strike, she's still right there. She doesn't move her feet out of the way to back up. She's never backing up. She stands her ground, keeps her feet planted, and she's going to clock you. That's how she beat Holly Holm the whole time, just countering her. Countering her the whole way that it went. So Valentina she had great eyes at bantamweight. She had great counter striking at bantamweight, great leg kicks at bantamweight, bit of a slow starter, right? She didn't lack the power. She was just such a slow starter. She really needed to download everything and analyze it before she could make a move. So, if Joanna has no power in her strikes, then we would have to say Valentina, bit of a slow starter. But that was at bantamweight. We did see this fight against Priscilla Cachoeira. It's a bit of a peculiar fight because she outclassed Priscilla. I mean, she highly outclassed Priscilla, but Valentina looked a lot different. She didn't come out in the classic Muay Thai stance. She came out with movement, foot movement. She was moving around, but not scatterhead. Like, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes Joanna moves around like scatterhead. When I saw her the second fight against Rose Namajunas, so JJ versus Rose 2, JJ really, she was just bouncing like she was had way too much caffeine or something. I mean, she was really on it. But it didn't help her in the fight. It didn't help her in the fight. So that's why I'll say Valentina, on the other hand, Valentina was able to have footwork, use all of her footwork, but it was just so much smarter. It was a really smart way to use your footwork. She still was countering, lots of pull counters the whole fight. And then, she was cutting off at the angle. She was using her combination. She was lightning fast. And then she beat her via submission. Valentina, for such a striker, for such a Muay Thai heavily, how many times did she defend the Muay Thai championship? 17? 17-time Muay Thai champion. That's saying something. That's a lot of striking, a whole lot of striking. She's far more decorated in that martial art than any other. Far more decorated. So to see her now in the UFC, getting submissions. She has submission wins, right? No TKOs, no knockouts, submissions. It leads me to believe that Valentina might just surprise JJ. This whole time she's been... Look, I know this is a fight pick, but you guys know what my fight pick is. You guys already know. So let's just talk about how she gets it done, right? Valentina for the win. How does she get it done? Okay. Joanna is going to be just classic Joanna. I think she's going to keep it on the feet. Now, if Joanna's smart, she will go for a takedown. Because you know that this girl can already clip you up on the feet. Did you guys see her open workout? Did you guys see Valentina's open workout? It was sick. It was sick. Did you see Joanna's open workout? It was 1 minute and 30 seconds. And that was highlights. That means that the people who did the editing for that video only saw 90 seconds worth of a highlight. Come on now. Come on. Or they lost the footage, that might be possible too, because that video was way too short. Anyways, I'll do a separate video about that. I'll just say, So yeah, so Joanna, she doesn't have the speed advantage anymore. She doesn't have the striking advantage. She really doesn't. She can throw low leg kicks if she wants to. She can throw pump out that jab. And the thing is, her jab is going to be useless against Valentina because Joanna gets into this space where she starts throwing hands, but her fist isn't actually balled up. She's throwing open-handed punches at you. It's a strange way that she fights. It's almost like she's not trying to punch through you. She's just kind of trying to tap, 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 tap. Right? When you're tapping something, you'll never get hurt. She doesn't even have to wear gloves. She would be great in that bare knuckle boxing thing because she's not punching through. She's not following through with her punches. So at some point, Joanna's going to have to learn, you need to turn over. You need to actually turn your punches over. You can't just pop, pop, pop. It's not going to work all the time. It really isn't. So Joanna's just outclassed on this one, guys. She's just outclassed. Really is. Valentina is going to go in there and counter her. I think it's going to go outside of a round because Valentina does like to download the data. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who she's fighting. She still likes to download everything. So the first round, Joanna's going to try her usual bit because they know that Valentina is not going to be risky in the first couple of rounds. So Joanna's going to go out there and have all the risk, right? She's going to go out there popping out her little pot shots and her little leg kicks. Maybe she brings back the teep kick. Now, if she brings back the teep kick, that's something that judges look at as a powerful kick. It looks so embarrassing when somebody stuffs their foot in your face. And Joanna is... It's happened to her before. Rose put that foot in her face, but Joanna has put several feet in several faces, man. She has really embarrassed people. That is just that's just a shot I would never want to be hit with. You knock me out, okay, it's fine. Okay, that's fine. You knock me out with your fist. It happens. But you put your foot in my face like that, and I get knocked out or I get off balance or stumbled or hurt. Kind of embarrassing. So maybe Joanna brings back the teep kick. She has a beautiful teep. Absolutely beautiful teep. Really, it stops you. It's better than a jab. It's way better than a jab, especially going against somebody who won't take you down or who isn't as good at taking you down, put it that way, like how she was against Letourneau, right? But I think that Joanna's going to go out there and be incredibly risky in the first couple of rounds, hoping that Valentina is still a little bit risk averse. And Joanna is going to try to steal those 2 rounds with volume. She is. She's going to try to just literally steal those 2 rounds with volume. And I believe if Joanna is smart, she will take Valentina down in the 3rd. Go for the takedown in the 3rd. I'm not talking about a throw. I'm not talking about a trip. I'm talking about a power double leg. She needs to use that, she said she was trying to get her power up. She was trying to get her 1 knockout power up. She's not going to get the 1 knockout power, but if she seems to be athletic enough to hit a power double. I think she can do the power double. If she gets the power double, gets Valentina down to the ground, this is where Joanna has 0 experience. But I will say this. This will be Joanna's downfall right here. Joanna will lose on the ground. I do believe that Valentina Shevchenko is going to submit Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Trust me, ATT had a whole lot of success against Valentina on the ground in that first fight. In the second fight, Nunes just played it safe in the second fight. Joanna Jedrzejczyk and Amanda Nunes are 2 very different people. Very different fighters. Joanna goes for it. Joanna will throw strikes. She goes for offense, right? It's just that her offense is like soft. So you could call it soft fence, right? It's real. It doesn't hurt you. It might cut you up, but it doesn't hurt. Nunes, she doesn't have a whole lot of offense, but she will bang your shit loose. She will bang your shit brittle. She will. She'll bang your teeth out. I mean, I believe that. I believe that she could actually bang your teeth out. The way that some of these fighters were looking after they get hit by Nunes, yeah, she's a heavy hitter. Doesn't have the same amount of offense as JJ. So I think that the game plan is going to be slightly different for Joanna. Also, Joanna's going to be a lot stronger in this fight. She is. She's not going to be sucked out. You know, I was always worried. I was like, dang, man, she is a good fighter to fight the way that she did after such heavy weight cuts. So, you know, I've gone on quite a while with this, but what I'll say is, look, I've talked it out right now. I've really talked it out, and I'm really talking to myself, like, do I believe this? Do I believe this? Or is it just going to be a decision? I really don't think it's going to be a decision. I think that Valentina wants to put a mark on it. She needs to stamp it. She needs to stamp her name into this division as the champ. I got Valentina by 3rd round submission.